What smooths, soothes, preserves and protects even the coldest engine. Austrian wine, liquid engineered.
Hello again. And coming up next on Naked Video...
We investigate the rumours that President Reagan has become impotent after Nancy was spotted at an exhibition of the latest in marital aids.
In our travel slot, we see the results of British Airways' new Get Tough policy on passengers who complain about the food.
And for the fashion conscious, we've got the first pictures of the trousers that Bob Geldof will be wearing at the royal wedding.
We look at the Hollywood film star who's suing her plastic surgeon after an operation to graft her skin from her behind onto her chest went disastrously wrong.
And as cutbacks in the National Health Service continue, we speak to angry patients who claim they were discharged too soon after major surgery.
We investigate what's going on in medical research and ask why there's still no cure for the young boy who was conceived in a revolving door.
And one of the success stories of the government's job creation schemes, a man who has found a job as a pencil case.
All this and more, but first... Well, I met John at a disco. It was love at first sight. I just couldn't resist his rugged macho looks and wild free spirit. He was a cross between Clint Eastwood, Richard Gere and Charlie Drake. That night we made sweet, beautiful love in the back of his transit van. My body ached for him, mainly due to the wheel brace and spare tire was leaning. Anyway, we ran away together. Those first few days were just an orgy of drink, drugs, sex and crisps. Because we didn't have a lot of money for food. And before long, we didn't have a lot of money for anything. John suggested I go on the game. I was a bit unsure at first, but eventually he convinced me through moral support, reasoning, and habitual beatings. And for 6 weeks, I was a prostitute. I was one of the lucky ones. I didn't get pregnant. I only got syphilis. Maybe I should have told John right away, but anyway, he dumped me. I returned to my parents, and fortunately, they took me in as a cleaner and put me into a special BD detoxification clinic for victims of society like me. Well, it has been hard, but I'm determined to get under control.
Thank you, Susan. And now Angela will tell us what she did during the school holidays.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's certainly Spain. Oh, was it magic?
Pure dead brilliant magic, by the way.
I mean, we were blitz every night, you know.
Every day.
So well, I tell you. And see the nightlife. Oh, the nightlife was very classic. Oh, there was that Jokes Bar. Yeah. Jokes Bar, there we are. Scamps discotheque. Oh, beautiful place. Beautiful. Let's see this place. Beautiful.
You're acting joy.
That was you, actually. I'll tell you, we were going to eat till I tell beer in a swimming pool.
That's beauty on the hotel veranda. What time did that
Splam. Oh, Christ, my laugh.
And would you go back to the same hotel again?
Oh, I think so. I mean, so long as they don't let in any scruff, you know.
Could I have my duty freeze back now, please?
Never failed. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Club 60 to 85 Holidays. My name is Bobby, and I will be your courier for a duration. Most of you are new to this particular holiday enterprise, but some of you have been here before. I know that, because I recognise the knickers. That's a game, have a laugh. That's what being on holidays all about. But first, some do's and some don'ts. Now, as you shuffle about the complex here, you will notice that everything that all punters like yourselves could conceivably want has been laid on for you special. For example, there's a harp unit at the disco. And there's even a machine down the arcade. You bang in 10 pesetas that jumpers on about rickets. Oh, sorry. Reminisces about the good old days. Well, then, any questions so far?
What's the food like?
Oh, the food here's rotten. It's stone cold and it's swimming in grease. But then this is done deliberate. Because we know yous like something to moan about when you write your postcards, say, and you next to the woman with the varicose veins. You, yes?
Yes. What kind of clothes should we wear out here?
Clothes, good point, clothes. Wear anything you like. Except for velour jogging suits.
Oh, why can't we wear jogging suits?
Well, look at it from my point of view, doll. I might have to go out walking with you sometimes. And I don't want to appear a laughing stock, do I?
Well, he's got a point there. You can't.
Fair. Right, now somebody mentioned healthcare earlier on. I'll just say this to you. For God's sake, if you do take a wobbler, for God's sake, please make a dive for the refrigeration unit. Now, I don't want to be indelicate here, but there's none of you getting any younger. And stiffs can really hum out here in this hot weather. Do I make myself plain?
Yes.
Yes, Bobby.
Yes, Bobby.
That's a game. Now, any aches and pains you see, Nurse Minto. But anything somber, it's the man in the black suit, you understand? Good. Oh, 1 o'clock, lunch.
Lunch?
Collect your teeth, Nurse Minto here.
My son was only 14 when he was seduced by an older woman. Oh, it was terrible. That boy's been scarred for life. We just can't get the smile off his face.
Hello. Cadwell, yeah? I was just having a look at my collection. I got the spoon, the comb, a couple of biros. It's quite a good set, really. Anyway, this week I thought I'd talk to you about the holidays. Last year we had a fortnight in Birmingham. It was quite nice. But this year, Mum said she wanted to go somewhere that wasn't Birmingham. Obviously, it's not a new holiday that we're having. It's one that some people have had before. You know. Anyway, the whole family decided that what they'd like to do this year would be to go to Lla by the sea. And Lla is quite interesting as holiday resorts go because the sewage from most of North Wales goes into the sea just there. They got big signs up on the beach for swimmers saying, "Now wash your hands." But the problem was Pedwar, our little Llanelli terrier, because he was very unhappy last year in the kennels, and Uncle Pob said it wasn't really fair that he should have to go through all that again, so he drowned him. It was for his own good, really. Anyway, the great day come, and I'd packed my suitcase in Mum's suitcase, and I'd put on my new holiday shirt. It's very modern. It's got 3 sleeves. Yes. So I got it off a man in the market. He said they're very trendy at the moment. Everybody in Cardiff is wearing them. Anyway, there we were. We were all off, everybody cheerful and full of peas, and Uncle Denzil had promised... No, it wasn't Uncle Denzil. Uncle Pob had promised that he'd take us in his company car. And I hadn't realised until then that he's a milkman. Anyway, off we went, and it was a lovely hot August morning, and everything went very nicely till around about November. But Uncle Pob said he thought we were going the wrong way. And Nan said, yes, we should have gone by train.
Hey, Christine, you remember that one-legged, blind Puerto Rican hunchback orphan?
Yeah?
I just heard today. He got run over by a bus?
Mushroom, extra cheese, tomato, pepperoni,
Pizza, pizza.
There's many a loaf on the market, but if you're looking for clout, the ones we sell are the ones to buy. For bread's better, we now take it
Oh yes, of course. I mean, there's nothing like getting away from London into the country at weekends. I mean, we bought the house here, did it up, and now I must say we're just part of the village, and there are some real characters here, you know, real sort of country folk. I mean, there's Julian, the village accountant, Peter, the village merchant banker, Jane, the village editor of Road, Nigel, the village nightclub owner, Poppy Marvin.
Hey, Dad, the dog's crapped on the stairs.
I do wish you wouldn't say that.
What?
The dog has crapped on the stairs. You should say, the dog has left a message on the stairs.
Oh.
Daddy, the dog's left a message on the stairs.
See?
Yes, it says, I've crapped in the kitchen as well.
Come on, Elsie. Do your duty. Some doo-doos for Mummy.
Right, that's it. I think this has gone far enough. These pavements are for walking on. We do not want them soiled with dogs' droppings. Put them in the street. Let them do it in the gutter. That's better. And in future, I'll thank you to remember that ducks' doo-doos belong in the gutter.
Thank you, and welcome to a very special Late Breakfast show. But first of all, I'd like to say, for no reason whatsoever, and quite gratuitously, the word bum. Honestly, what a shower. And what a week it's been. I had it up last night. The television aerial. Honestly, what a shower. And me old mate Smithy's in Portsmouth tonight. I said Portsmouth, not Bristol. Honestly, what a shower. But now it's time to phone last week's Whirly Wheeler winner, Mr. Dave Mason from Doncaster, pausing only briefly to say, for no reason whatsoever, quite gratuitously, the word knacker. It's ringing. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Dave? It's Noel Edmonds.
Who?
It's little Noelie. Noel Edmonds.
Who's Noel Edmonds, then?
Come on, you must have heard of me.
Noel Edmonds? Didn't you used to be in Crossroads?
No!
Oh, yeah, wait a minute, I remember now. You're that great joker, aren't you?
That's right, yeah.
What you did, eh? Funniest thing I ever heard of.
What's that?
Losing all your money on that speedboat, honestly. Any idiot could see that was a con.
I mean, what a plonker! Which brings us neatly to Mike Smith, who's with this week's Bloody Idiot. Hello, Smithy!
Hello, Noelie. Hello, everybody.
Hello!
Well, Noel, as you know, last week's Whirly Wheeler winner was Susan Davis from York. And this week, she gets the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to perform that much-loved circus act, putting her head in the lion's mouth. Well, we've just been rehearsing and...
Oh, no! What a plonker!
People don't seem to realise that this is about the only training ground left for stand-up comics. And what we are producing is basically a comedy series. Do you see? Now then, what's your act?
Well, I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I do your cockney cheeky chatty.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And what about you?
Well, I'm more your low-key, droll but witty type. Sort of Woody Allen with a touch of Jimmy Cricket thrown in.
What about you?
Well, I do the straight eccentric and pick up the cheap laughs with a silly voice and a speech impediment.
Ah, now, you see, that's more like it, you see. You're hired. Off you go.
Good evening. What a terrible, terrible day. And this is the cause.
Pop. Razor fight.
Seaside?
Razor fight.
Flowers?
Razor fight.
Yes, Mr. Nesbitt. I've listened to what you've told me about yourself with a growing sense of horror and alarm. And I'm afraid I have to tell you that in my judgment, you are suffering from a very profound, emotional, psychological problem indeed.
Oh, I see.
I wonder what you have to say about that.
Oh, well, that's me, isn't it? You know, isn't it? That's me. You see, that's just me. See, when I catch some, I just go right ahead, you know. No messing about.
Yeah, I don't think you understand, Mr. Nesbitt. I'm not paying you a compliment here. Being deranged is nothing to be proud of.
Well, maybe not where you come from, pal, but see, up your street, Christ, it's like a knighthood. wait, I tell her this here. Hey, Mary, get your ass in here a wee minute, hen.
What is it? Is that you?
That's me, hen, that is me, it's official. That is me, pure mental.
Pure mental, oh, Rob, I'm not pleased. Listen, Doctor, I was beginning to get worried, you know. I mean, God forgive me, but I was beginning to think there must be something the matter with him.
Christ, have I told you I was a heat banger?
I know that, Rob, but it's getting the letters after your name just to prove it, isn't it? Doctor, what's the name of what he's got so I can tell the family?
I'm afraid, Mrs. Nesbitt, your husband is a psychopath.
Do you hear that, Rob? A psychopath?
Yeah. It's amazing what you can do when you put your mind to it. I'll tell you what, you know what I'm telling you? I think this calls for a wee celebration. You know what we're going to do?
What, Rob?
You and I is going to get tanked up, and then we're going to stagger home, and then you and me is going to have a barney. And then I'm going to tap you for a fiver. You're going to say no. And then I'm going to take you up the outpatients department and get stitched. What do you say to that?
Oh, what can I say, Rob?
Yeah.
20 years married and you're still a romantic. Aye, there's no many of them left, is there, Doctor?
The crimes that you've seen on Crime Watch UK tonight were, I'm sure you'll agree, brutal, horrific, and vicious. But we don't want you to be too alarmed because, in fact, these crimes, when taken as a percentage of the population, tend to be few and far between. However, Crime Watch UK will be back next month with more brutal, horrific, and vicious crimes. So someone's got to be the victim. Will it be you? Good night.
We've reached the end of our show. We've reached the end, and it's time to go. We hope you've enjoyed us as we've enjoyed you. You've been so wonderful. We were wonderful too. We were wonderful together. We were such good company. We just don't want to say goodbye to this high ecstasy. We are the people of the world, deeply moved and deeply drawn. But deep down, we feel it's time to move along. You're such a lovely audience. We'd love to take you home with us. We'd love to cook a meal for you and get you into bed with us. And if we were compatible, there's certain things we might discuss, like long-term relationships or splitting up without the fuss of custody or alimony, legacies or lawyers' fees. Let's go for simplicity, a brief goodbye with breakfast tea. But still we have to go, for this is the end of our song. We were wonderful together, we made such good company. We just don't want to say goodbye to this high ecstasy. We are the people of the world, deeply moved and deeply drawn. But deep down,